Hello there. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. Today I'm taking a look at some comic books. This is Hardcase from the Malibu Comics Ultraverse. I have the full series, and honestly, it's one of my favorite series, if not my absolute favorite series from the Ultraverse. Don't let the cover of this first issue fool you. It is a terrible cover. I agree to that 100%. It is very, very hokey, but the book itself is quite good. So basically, Hardcase, his powers are super strength. He can jump really far. Invulnerability. Basically that. He can't fly or anything. But he was a part of a team called the Squad, and this is repeated. This is touched upon very often in the book. The Squad gets wiped out by Enemy, the nanotech mechanized entity, and it's gruesome, and it's his first superhero team, and it's really tragic how his friends all die, and it is something that shapes the character repeatedly throughout the series. So he stops being a real superhero after this terrible incident happens, and he starts being an actor. And he's very famous, he's very rich, that kind of deal. He's larger than life, all this stuff. He's an action hero. It's just funny. And he has no interest in being a real superhero until some stuff starts happening, and he decides that he can't just sit by. And so he starts getting involved in the hero game. It's one of my head knocker, oddly one of my favorite villains from next to Enemy himself. And it's a fun book this way. So right off the bat, in the first issue, you have almost a full character transformation of where he used to be, where he is now, and where he's headed as a hero. So there's a lot happening in the very first issue, and it's done very well. It's not rushed or forced. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of character development. I'd say he's one of the more richly developed characters in the Malibu Ultraverse. So cover-wise, like I said, once again, this one's not so great. Immediately in the second issue, we're introduced to Choice, a fabulous, beautiful Ultra who is also a spokeswoman. Basically, she just sells Choice Cola and or Diet Zing Cola, but she's just a marketing Ultra who comes to Hardcase because he's also famous. Comes to him for help. It's kind of funny because you could tell there's an immediately pretty good chemistry between them, and it's well written that way. And later you find out why. There is a reveal as to why there's already like something between them. Now, these first issues, I'm going to tell you right up front, the art on some of this is not so great. Some of this is not so great. This looks like the guy who used to do Impulse art for DC, and they bounce from different artists quite a bit. However, it gets better. In fact, some of my favorite comic book art probably ever starts to appear in this series by I think about issue 13 or so. It's really good. Anyway, his primary villain is not really a single character or a man, but a large company. Because in this universe, it's pretty fantastic. There are superheroes made by the powers that be, and then there's also you can buy superpowers, and big companies make their own superpowers. And you have big companies like Aladdin, J.D. Hunt Corporation, the Rex Mundi Foundation. I can't remember the names of all these things, but there's like a lot of major companies, and these big companies turn out to be one of the chief suppliers of villains for various purposes, because they can afford to turn mercenaries into ultras. And it's really cool how they do it. It's really cool that it gets done. It gives you an interesting array of heroes and villains. Krakoom. So Choice's powers are a little bit interesting. She can turn them on. She can use each power she has for, I think, 2 hours. Something like that, or 1 hour, and then it takes like 2 hours to regenerate. But, so she can use flight for an hour or 2 hours, and then it has to regenerate twice as long as she used it. She can use super strength, she can use beams, whatever, but it has to regenerate. It's a built-in check and balance that the company that designed her installed with her just to make her more controllable. And there is a lot of control and power control going on with this. By 4th issue, we already got a crossover with the Strangers. Literally a bunch of strangers who were on a cable car when it was struck by the power-giving lightning. You got Candy. Little bit more stable in the art wise. I should say a little more stable art wise, or a little more stable in the art department. And of course, I think we still have flashbacks. He repeatedly has flashbacks and nightmares of enemy and the attack from enemy, and it is interesting. As brave a hero as he is, and as cool as he is, he basically has PTSD from this freaking terrible creature that attacked him. And it is one of my favorite. I wouldn't almost call it a villain, because it's not, I mean, it's sentient, I guess, but it's more like a monster. It's not really, yeah, enemy is not really a thinking creature. It's just evil and does what it is as commanded. Anyway, that is the first 4 issues of Hardcase. Like I said, this is one of my favorite Ultraverse series ever. I understand it's not exceptionally popular. It did not get bought out and rebooted by Marvel. When a few of the other ones did. Prime did have its own run with Marvel, but Hardcase only exists in Malibu, and it's sad because the series basically ends kind of unfinished, yet kind of finished. But it is what it is, like I said. Anyway, that's the first 4 issues. I hope to do the rest. Hope you guys like that. Appreciate you guys watching. Give me a like if you feel like it, and I will catch you guys later.